Good morning, everybody. I have bought myself a new little beater and project here, and it's a Honda. Check it out, 1995 Honda Passport. But if you know anything about these, this thing isn't a Honda at all, it's an Isuzu. It is an Isuzu Rodeo that, from all my research so far, sounds like Honda literally just slapped their badges on. And that's pretty much it. I don't think they had any input other than putting their badges on it. So it is an Isuzu through and through. And I've never owned one before, and we're gonna see, this may be a mistake. So I wanted to show you guys because it's gonna be a project in the future. It needs some suspension work, so we're gonna give it a little lift and stuff, so you're gonna see it on the channel. But I wanted to show you guys what I got here. It was cheap. It's only got 137,000 miles on it. She's pretty dirty inside. As you can see, this is how I got her. I had to drive up to Virginia to get it from Tennessee, just a couple hour drive. So I got to know it a little bit on the way back. It is really dirty. So that thing was on there. But luckily underneath was a nice clean steering wheel. Well, I don't know about clean, but a nice steering wheel. It's real dirty in here. So the first thing I think we're gonna do is we're gonna go through this thing and we're gonna clean it up real good. We're going to, you know, take care of some stuff like, you know, a little bit of artwork that isn't exactly my style. So we'll be, you know, getting rid of stuff like that and just fixing what we can on this thing. So I noticed, they told me that the slave cylinder was leaking on the clutch, so there's that fluid there. But then there's also some oil in here, a couple of jugs of oil. You know, that's not a good sign. So it's got a little oil leak. It's got some suspension work needed. It needs a little bit of work. The price was right, the mileage is low. So let's dig into this thing, see if we can get it cleaned up and make a little transformation here. The paint is really good in some spots. Look at the paint on the tailgate there. Look at it over here. It's a little faded out, and you can tell on the door jamb there. So I think we're going to not only clean the inside on this, we're also going to try and give the outside as much of a buff as, you know, clean up as we can. And we're probably going to end up ditching all of these because good luck finding those. And at least two of them are messed up, and if you touch any of them, they pretty much crumble in your hands. So yeah, so that one's messed up. Front one over there is messed up. So those are probably going. And then we're going to have this nice paint line here. So we'll see what we can do. See if we can give this thing a little transformation from crusty rig it is right now, and then in the future we'll have a whole bunch of stuff that we'll do with this thing. We'll make it a little more off-road ready and nicer to drive for sure. Alright, so when I get a new vehicle, pretty much all the time, every time, I want to go ahead and just pressure wash it. The exterior really isn't that bad on this, but you know, I want to get in the wheel wells. We're going to be doing some work on it, on the suspension and stuff, and possibly the engine, so I want to get the engine bay really good. I'm just going to go through and give this a really good pressure washing, and then we'll get it in the shop and we'll start cleaning the inside. Alright, so we're about to do the engine here. I just wanted to mention this is a 3.2 liter 32 valve dual overhead cam Isuzu motor. If anybody knows, like, is this based on anything else? Is this solely developed from Isuzu? I don't know. Supposedly 175 horsepower, 185-ish foot-pounds of torque. It's got a little bit of get up and go, so but we're just going to give this thing a quick hose down, and then we'll be done with the pressure washing. Hear that? One of the problems with this car. Alright, let's see what we got back here. Oh. Alright, we got the headrests. Let's go ahead and just slip those in there. Or no, we gotta leave them out because we're gonna end up folding the seats down. But we got both rear headrests, that's nice. Empty oil. Half full. We got I'm guessing this is just water, not coolant, but yeah, it's just water. Okay. And we got 3 cup holders. Those are kind of, might come in handy. Battery, this looks like it's for the battery. Battery tie down. Got a random little container here. Garbage bag, that might come in handy. And that's about it. There's no secret cubbies back here. There's one little one over here. It's got the factory jack in it. So it's got the factory jack right here. Nothing's shoved down in there. I've already looked. So that's it. Nothing special about back here. So let's get the vacuum out and start working on this. Alright, I'm digging into this, digging into this center console here, and it's pretty nasty. My light isn't working. Okay. But what's worse, I don't know what that is. I'm sure it's some sort of drink because this is a cup holder. Some sort of soda syrup. But yeah, I'm going to take this in the ashtrays and, you know, the things I can pull out, which that's pretty much it. The 2 ashtrays in this. And I'm going to wash them in the sink. Here's one of the ashtrays here. Alright, this thing came out really nice. Just like that. Yeah, that would put it closer. And then the rear ashtray. Alright. Making progress. Gotta do a bunch more vacuuming up here before I go any further. Ugh. Alright, so we got this shift knob cover, label, whatever you want to call it. And we're going to try and glue it with hot glue. Alright, well that feels secure. Alright, I think I'm going to call it for tonight. Get back at it tomorrow. Alright, so the interior is pretty much done. The carpet is not in great shape. And, you know, I'd break out the shampooer, but let me show you this side. Yeah, the carpet's pretty bad. It's pretty eaten away there. There's not much left. Right there, right there. That's probably the worst of it. But the seats are in really good shape. And the door panels are all in really good shape, and front seats are in good shape. All of this is in really good shape. Alright, so I wanted to do a bed liner in here eventually anyway, so this just, you know, confirms that. So carpet's going to go, hopefully pretty soon I can get to that. But like I said, I'm happy with everything else in here. The dash, all the plastics, everything is good, except for this piece right here. So this piece, we've got some weird, you know, the fabric's coming off. The foam's coming out of there. So what I'm going to do, this is pretty much the last thing I got to do in the interior. I got to go through with Windex and clean all the windows. But I'm going to pull this piece. I'm hopefully going to be able to pull this trim piece down and do something with it. Strip it and paint it. So yeah, let's go ahead and get this piece taken out of here. our paint job. This is actually VHT wrinkle paint, and it just gives it a nice texture, and it's not shiny, which is what you don't really want shiny black in there. So I think it looks pretty good. Big improvement from like foam and stuff. It's gonna be would be raining down on me. So let's get this back in. The thing that is bothering me the most about this exterior right now is this beautiful windshield banner. So love it or leave it has got to go. I guess I'm gonna be leaving it. So I'm gonna use my heat gun, and hopefully this is gonna come off easily. So that windshield came out pretty nice. It left a lot of residue on there, but we were able to clean it off fairly easily, which is some brake clean and some paper towels. The next thing we're worried about is these fender flares. You can see how brittle they are. So we're gonna end up taking all 4 of them off, and then we'll see what we can do about this weird paint line. Maybe nothing, but we're at least gonna take these off because we're not doing much. I mean, that one's pretty much off. So, but some of the other ones are in a little bit better shape. They might take a little bit more. We'll remove some of these screws and clips and things, and we're gonna have to take the little mud flap off to get to the back of this one anyways. And we might leave those mud flaps off. I don't know. We'll see. Let's just get to work on it. Alright, so we're coming along pretty good here. Man, that paint difference is crazy. We got all those off. We got the crap off. The glue stuff. I'd probably going to get some little hole pluggers to put in there. So we got all 4 of those off. Man, it looks even worse on camera. So that's an improvement, I guess. You know, we're going from broken ones to none. So the next thing I need to work on though is I want to get all this. It had these those window guard things on there, and it's got all this glue and all this stuff on here. So I'm going to work on getting all this off, and then we might try to do something with the paint, but I don't see that coming from that back to this, or from this back to that. So we'll see. Maybe we'll just leave it for now. Maybe we'll mask it and do like a black. Just to do like black paint. I don't know. We'll see. But, yep. Well, at least got the broken ones off of there. So I'm going to finish up with this, and then I'll get back to you guys when we try to do that. Alright, so the last thing I'm going to try with this truck is I'm going to see what happens when I polish this. I'm going to see if this color will come back. I don't know what's going to happen. This thing was a beautiful color when it was new. Look at this bright red. But I'm just going to, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to hit it with a clay bar. And then I'm going to hit it with just some polish. I got a bunch of different polishes here, just a random collection. And I'm going to try it out. I got a buffer. Got this little Harbor Freight buffer here. And we're going to see what happens. I don't really have a lot of faith that this is actually going to make any real difference. But I'm going to give it a shot and see what happens. See if it's worth doing the whole thing, because it's a lot of work. Let's just see what happens right here on this fender. So we're gonna get the clay on there basically just to remove the really high stuff. Oh man, this is hard. Cold. Oh yeah, I can see some stuff coming off here already. I might have to take that. If this works, I'll probably end up taking this off just to do the work here. Alright. I'm not a body guy, okay? I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just trying stuff. Okay, so let's see what happens. That definitely removes some stuff. You can see it coming off. Let's just leave that guy up there. You guys might be yelling at me that I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know how to use these tools. Because I don't. I'm going to start with the Meguiar's Ultimate Compound. I don't have a ton of this. Does it sound like? I just have a hodgepodge of stuff that I've bought over the years. I was going to try and use my old turtle wax rubbing compound, but it's so dried out. Maybe I can reinvigorate it. Alright. Okay, so we got a dial on the back. Started off slow. Alright, you know, I'm only willing to do so much work on this thing. Oh, man. Okay. So we're never going to get this back. You know, the sun's already done its damage to this. But look at that. That is pretty nice. I stopped right here. Oh, you can definitely tell, even if I wipe over it, how dull this is. Look at this right here compared to this. So, man, so we still got to figure out something for this. We got to put some fender flares on here. We got to do something. Or just take this. I'm thinking about the cheapest and easiest way would be just to basically run a tape line across here and just paint this little lip black, kind of like it was before with the fender flares. Or try to find another one that's got a set of fender flares that aren't ruined. I've got two that are still usable at this point, but then at the same time we're putting bigger tires on here. I think we're going to have to cut into the fenders, so those might be useless as it is. I'm pretty sure they're going to be useless. So, you know, maybe just won't worry about it. I think painting it black is the cheapest, easiest, quickest solution. I need to do more polishing here, you can tell. Oh yeah, you can tell big time. Okay. So I think it's worth it. The paint on this is still in decent shape. Obviously doesn't have its original color to it, but it looks nicer, and that's just the polishing compound, or the rubbing compound, or what did they call it? I might have to get some more. The Ultimate Compound, Color and Clarity Restorer. Oh, and look at that. Look at that picture. The before and the after. That's pretty much what we're getting. So I think it's worth it. I'm going to remove this bug shield here. That may or may not go back on, but I'm going to go ahead and remove that. And then we'll get to working on this some more. I'm going to use some various compounds, so we'll see if anything works differently than something else. I'm just going to go through what I got. You know, I'm not going to try to spend a bunch of money on this. Some of this stuff that I have in my box is super old, so let's go ahead and just use it. And then we'll try and get this thing all polished up. It's going to be a bit of a job. Alright, so that is what is it, like rubbing compound, polishing compound, wax. So that's done. I pulled the grill out because I'm gonna just black it out. I'll show you guys what's going on. So it's busted on this side. So this side over here is missing this little piece that wraps around. A lot of the clips are broken, but I am going to just black this thing out. I'm going to give it a quick scuff, paint it with some flat black paint. I think that this whole grill is going to go away when we build custom bumpers for this because of the way the headlights are. You might as well just build a bar straight across here. And then this thing actually dips down, so it's going to get in the way. So I don't know. Just for now, I'm going to go ahead and just black this thing out so it looks, you know, decent. And, you know, subdue the Honda here. So that's what I'm going to do. And then I got to do the rest of the car. So that's the front, both front fenders and the hood. We got the whole rest of the car to do, so I got lots of work. Lots of work ahead. Alright, so I wanted to show you guys, I got this side done. It's looking pretty good. Let's compare it to the other side. Look at this thing. This thing polished up really nice. Look at this side. There's the difference right there. So hopefully that one will polish up as good. So here's this side. Alright, let's take a look at that. And then let's go over to their side. Yeah, it's a pretty good difference. Pretty big difference. Yeah, it looks good. I'm pretty happy with this. Alright, there we go. This side is done. It's polished up 100%. The whole thing is done. Even gave the windshield a little buff. I think it turned out pretty nice. That glass looks nice. Back gate. This was a respray at one point. I can tell there's some runs down here. So that was resprayed. These both might have been resprayed. I don't know. They kind of match the color of this better than this. But they're also the same color as the original. So they could have been original, just faded out. We're just going to rock the weird multi-red color for now. That fender, I believe, was resprayed. The front of it, part of it. This is the only part that has like this oxidized clear coat and texture on it. But, you know, from a distance, it looks good. I got the grill done up. I think that looks good for what it is. You know, missing a piece out of there. But we're just kind of working with what we got. I think I'm going to leave that bug guard off. It looks better without it. We'll address the wheel wells in the future. We're going to put a little lift on this and some tires, so we might have to do some trimming. We'll see. We'll deal with that when it comes up. I think this thing has come a long ways. It was pretty nasty when I got it, but I really put some elbow grease into it. And that's about it, just elbow grease. You know, a couple of little products here and there. A lot of it I already had. But I think that it is a suitable vehicle to drive. It's at least clean now. The interior looks decent. The seats are clean. You know, it's vacuumed out. It smells decent. So that's gonna be it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please smash that like button for me. Drop a comment below. Hit the bell if you want to get notified of future videos coming out from DJ's Hot Rod and Fab. Thank you very much for watching. We'll catch you on the next one.